Hi, and welcome back to Sign Language class. I'm Mrs. Stedman, and this is lesson 4. Last week, we talked about family and home signs. This week, we'll be talking about school. So whether you're going to school or at home, I'll have signs to help you talk about it. We're going to learn signs for common school supplies, and we'll also learn some basic commands and action words. All right, I hope you're ready. Let's jump right in. Now, the first sign that we should learn is the sign school. To sign school, just clap one hand on top of the other 2 times. Kind of like you're the teacher getting the class's attention. School, school. In your school, there are probably several different classes. Now remember, when we signed the word family, we made F hands for family and then put them in a circle to show a group of people. To sign class, do the same thing, but take C hands for class and move them in a circle to show a group of people. So, class. If you want to say classroom, then just add room on the end. Remember, room has 2 hands to the side and then front and back to show 4 walls. So class and classroom. Now, in your school, there is a teacher. Now, put your fingers and thumbs together, and then you're going to move your hands from the sides of your head forward, like you're taking something you know out of your head and putting it in someone else's head. Do this twice. This is the sign for teach. Now, anytime we want to talk about a person who does something, for example, a teacher is a person who teaches, we'll sign teach, and then we put 2 hands and move them down like this. This represents a person. So a teacher is a teaching person. A student is someone who learns. To show learn, hold your hand up in front of you like it's a paper or a book, and then take the information in that book and put it in your head. This is the sign for learn. A learner is a student, so a person who learns. A student. So we have a teaching person or a teacher and a learning person or a student. Now, the other students in your class, some of them are your friends. To show friend, take one finger in an X shape like a hook and take the other finger also in a hook and hook them together. You can turn it back and forth to show friend, someone who likes to be with you and you like to be with them. If you take it once and just pull it down firmly, this shows like a best friend or a close friend. So friend, friend. Now in your class, you are going to have books. To sign book, just open your hands like you're about to read a book. Book. You're also going to need a pencil to do some writing. To sign pencil, hold your fingers like you're holding a pencil, touch it to your lip, and then pretend like you're writing on your hand. Pencil. Of course, if you have a pencil, you'll need some paper to write on. To sign paper, take 2 hands and push them together in opposite directions. Paper is very flat, so this sign is showing how flat the paper is. Paper, paper. Just clapping is school, but when you move your hand across, this is paper, paper. In your classroom, you also need a desk or a table to sit at. To sign table or desk, make one arm flat and then tap your elbow 2 times with the other hand. Table, table, or desk. If you have a table or desk, you need a chair. Put 2 fingers together like a letter H and then turn them flat. Then take your other 2 fingers like legs and make them sit. If you do this one time, it means sit, but if you tap it twice, it means chair. Table and chair. Now, there are other supplies that you might need in your class as well. You might need some glue. To sign glue, just spell it. G-L-U-E. Glue. Or you might need some tape. To sign the word for tape, you're going to do 2 fingers again and 2 more fingers and pull it like you're stretching tape over a piece of paper. Tape, tape. You might also need a pair of scissors if you have craft time or art class. To sign scissors, just use 2 fingers and pretend like you're cutting something. Scissors, scissors. Or if you want to add some color to your picture, you might use crayons. To show crayons, you're going to wiggle your fingers under your chin. This is the word for color. Next week, we're going to talk about different color signs, but for today, just know this is the word colors, colors. And then you add to it the sign for write. So colors that you write with are crayons, crayon, crayon. Now, after school, you will probably have homework. To sign homework, do the sign for home that we learned last week, and then hit one fist on top of the other. This means work. Homework. Homework. Many of you might be using your computer for school right now. To sign computer, keep your hand flat and then take a C for computer and start near your wrist and brush your hand towards your elbow a couple times. Computer, computer. There are many different signs for computer depending on where you live in the country, but this sign is usually understood by most people. Your teacher may have made some videos for you. To sign video, take a flat hand and then take another hand and open and close it, like you're making a video of something. Remember the sign for picture showed what we see and put it on like a flat paper? Well, a video is the same idea except it moves. So you can move your hand like this. If you make a video of yourself, turn your hand around and open and close it by your face. This is to make a video of yourself. This is a video of another person. Video. All right, let's go over those signs one more time, and you sign with me. First is school, school. Class, class. Teacher, teacher. Student, student. Friend, friend. Book, book. Pencil, pencil. Paper, paper. Desk or table, desk. Chair, chair. Glue, glue. Tape, tape. Scissors, scissors. Crayon, crayon. Homework, homework. Computer, computer. Video, video. Now we're going to learn some action signs and commands. When you're at school, your teacher will likely tell you to do or not do quite a few things. The first sign is say, say. For example, if you wanted to ask, "What did he say?" you point to the person and then make a question face and tap your chin. What did he say? What did he say? Or if you want to say, "The teacher said not to do something or to do something," This is the word for say or said. Tap your chin a couple times. Say, say. Tell. Similar to say, but you're going to start it at your chin and then as if the word is coming out. And then you'll point to who you're telling. So tell you, tell him, or you can ask your friend, tell me. So the direction that you point talks about who you're telling to. Tell, tell, tell. To sign not or don't, give a thumbs up and put it under your chin and pull it forward. Not or don't. Also shake your head. Not. So someone can ask, how are you? And we learn to say fine. You could also say, I'm not fine. Not fine. Or we just learned the word for tell. We can say, don't tell. Don't tell. So this is the sign for not or don't. We learned the word for chair. Just do it one time, and this is the word sit. In school, your teacher will often tell you to sit down at your desk or stand. Just make a flat hand and stand your fingers in it. Stand. For the word jump, make those fingers jump. And you can use your motions to show how they jump. Maybe someone jumps really high, or someone's jumping fast, or someone's jumping low. You can use your fingers to describe the action. So we have sit, stand, and jump. For the word run, make 2 L's. Hook one finger over the other thumb, and then bend your fingers and move them forward, as if something's running very quickly. Run. For the word walk, use 2 flat hands like your feet and swing them forward, as if you're walking. Walk. For the word write, it's very similar to pencil, but you're not going to touch your chin first. Just write. Write. For read, pretend like this hand is a book or paper and use 2 fingers on this hand, kind of like 2 eyes, and move it like you're reading. Read. For look, you're going to take 2 fingers by your eyes and then point them at what you want the person to look at. Look. Look. If you tap them under your eyes, it means see. See. Did you see that? Or look, look. And actually look in the direction that you want the person to look as well. So look over there, or look over there. Or you can say look at me. Look at me. Pay attention. Take 2 hands, put them by your head and move them forward as if you're blocking out all distractions. Pay attention. Pay attention. Or if you're talking to someone else and you want them to pay attention to you, you can say pay attention. Move it toward yourself. Pay attention. Pay attention. To sign turn around, take 2 fingers, turn one upside down, and spin them around each other. Turn around. Turn around. Or maybe you want them to turn around and around and around and around. For work, you already learned homework. So for work, just take one fist and hit it against the other. Work. Work. And the final one is line up. You're going to pretend like your fingers are people. You're going to face your hands together and then move one hand forward and one hand back to represent a line. Maybe you waited in a long line, or maybe there's a line that weaves back and forth like this. You can use your hands to show what the line looked like. But if you just want your friend to line up, or if the teacher's talking to you, they can just say, line up, line up. All right, as before, let's do those signs one more time, and you sign with me. First is say or said. Say. Tell. tell. Not or don't. Not. Sit. Sit. Stand. Stand. Jump. Jump. Run. Run. Walk. Walk. Write. Write. Read. Read. Look. Look. See. See. Pay attention. Pay attention. Turn around. Turn around. Work. Work. Line up. Line up. Before we do the worksheet, let's talk a little bit about deaf culture. In hearing schools, if your teacher wants your attention, she might clap, or she might call your name. Now imagine that you're deaf and you're working hard on your worksheet and your teacher wants your attention. You're not looking at her, so if she's signing, you won't see her. And you can't hear if she calls your name. How is she going to get your attention? Well, in deaf schools and really anywhere that there's a lot of deaf people, to make an announcement or get someone's attention, they flip the lights. They flip them on and off a couple times, and that lets people know that someone's making an announcement. And what if the teacher just wants to get one person's attention? She doesn't want to flick the lights because she doesn't want to distract the rest of the class, but the person that she wants to talk to, maybe his name is Joey, is working really hard and doesn't see her. What she'll do is look for a student that's looking her direction, and she'll say, "Hey, Jim, can you go tell Joey that I need him?" And so Jim will get up and go tap Joey on the shoulder and say, "The teacher wants to see you." And then he'll be able to go to the teacher. Now remember, because you're signing, deaf people can be really far away and still talk to each other. As long as you can see the person, you can know what they're saying, but they have to be able to see you. So it's both easier and harder to talk in sign language. Those are just some of the ways that deaf people communicate. Now it's time to get out your worksheet. We're going to play a little game called Teacher Says. I'm going to sign Teacher Says, and then I'm going to sign an action. Or I might sign Teacher Says Don't, and then I'll sign an action. On your worksheet, you'll see pictures of people doing different things. If the teacher says to do it, go ahead and circle it. If the teacher says don't do it, put an X on it. If you want to get up and actually do the actions or not, go ahead and do it. Or if you just want to mark on your worksheet, that's fine too. The most important thing is that you're watching and practicing the signs. All right, so have your papers and pencils ready or get ready to move. And pay attention. And the game is about to start. Okay, my voice is off. I will sign the directions. All right. Did you get those? If you missed some, go back and watch that section again. And then I'll put up a picture of the correct answers on the worksheet. All right, good work today. I hope you had fun. And you can use our worksheet activity, Teacher Says, to play a game with your friends or your brothers and sisters. Teach them a few signs and see if they can pay attention to you as you play Teacher Says or I Say. And you can tell them to do or not do different things. It's a great way to have fun and to practice sign language and to share what you're learning with other people. All right, we have learned a lot of signs so far. I hope you're practicing them. I hope you're finding opportunities to use them. Keep practicing, and I will see you next time. Bye. Have a great week.